Sawadika everyone. Today I'm carving cantaloupe here. This is a food bowl. I'm split this into half and I'm working on the bottom part to create a food bowl. What I did, I scraped the side off, divide into section and carve into a leaf. Okay. And right now I'm working on the side of the bowl here. I'm going to create a rose bowl. This is gonna carve into a rose, so you can put some fruit in here, become a rose fruit bowl. So let's see how I did it. Start off with 2 petals here already. Now try not to cut open too much, just slightly cut off, so when they finish you can use this as a fruit bowl. Continue carving by slide, insert the knife inside. And then drag it to the, maybe on this side here, close to this petal. And then go back and slightly trim it out just a tad. We don't want to do a major carving here because of the flesh area that we have here. Make sure you overlap them a tiny bit. Insert your knife. I'm trying to create about 2 layers. If I can here, I'm not sure. This is first time I'm doing this type of bowl here. I did small version of little mini roses on the side, but never done a big large rose like this and then use as a fruit bowl. I did a small portion of section of roses. Continue. Make sure you select a melon that is quite firm, not too much ripened, because it's gonna become mushy and it's difficult to work. See, I have to be very careful. I wanna mess up anything here because I only have 1 melon here. Okay, if I did the one here, I'm trying to get it out so I won't mess up my melon. Okay, this one is quite small, but I have to trim out the side here. And we're gonna overlap both of this. Go back a little deeper, further to each of the, trim it out. Sorry, I have to turn it so I can see because such a big piece. Okay, here we go. Now for the second layer, I'm not going to trim it off to a rounder form because we don't have much flat space. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it, and then when we carve into a petal, we're going to trim it out anyway. You see these two here, there's a cut. You need to carve the second layer in between here. So that means you're going to start from here. So I'm going to insert my knife. And slightly trim it out. Okay, continue from here to here. I'm not sure I'm off the camera or not. Okay. Luckily, I have this melon is pretty thick, the wall, so I have plenty of flesh to work with. How do you know that, how do I know that where to stop? Try not to cut into each corner. Try to be in at least halfway. Otherwise, they're gonna be like line up. We don't want to be line up. You want everything to be more alternate and in between each section, so the layer become nice and pretty. Okay, when you cut. Okay, one last one. This one you overlap this one and this one. So I'm leaving the corner just like that. So when I trim it off, they're gonna be much more space for me to work with. Okay. Go back to your first cut. Actually, you can start anyway, but it's better off to go where you first start. That means it's gonna cut like this. Okay. So what you need to do, you need to trim the edges here to a rounder shape. See? Actually, you can do all around on one side and go back, trim the other side. So you don't have to flip your melon all the time. Handle with care, gentle, because we don't want to bruise or breaking anything on our carving. Okay. If you feel like they're a little bit soft, try to support it, holding the petals so they won't break on you while you're carving it. Okay, now you need to go on the other side. That means we're gonna do the same. We're gonna cut the side of our melon here. You're gonna do it on both sides of the melon. That's why I told you not to trim anything on the outer side because while we were carving it, we will trim it out anyway. The more you trim, you're gonna reduce all the flesh of the melon here. So you have more space to play around with your carving so you know how much or how elegant you want if you have more to play with. Okay, we almost finished. Okay, that's it. One layer. You need to go all second layer inside here. Roll your knife so they become, the petal is rounder in shape instead of cutting straight. What do I mean by roll the knife? Instead of cut like this, you're gonna roll the edges and cutting the same time. Okay, now we need to go on the other side. This side. Okay, we are finished with our trimming our petals. Let me get the scrap out. Okay, now I'm gonna start on the outside of the bowl here first. Okay, you're gonna tuck, that's why we roll in the corner. You're gonna tuck the knife blade against the wall of the melon here, and then thin slice. If you want the petal to be more shredded edge, you need to wiggle your knife a little bit and then go halfway, scoop cut and scrape off the side of that melon. Can you see there? Okay. now this side let me switch into my carving knife that is a little bit too long for me okay now may see better on this in here lay your knife against the wall of the melon slide cut and then walk it and scrape off the side of it see there this time we're gonna trim the knife the bowl instead you trim the first time that's why I say don't trim it okay you see the petals rolling okay now it might see better if I hold it up because it's too low for me to carve okay lay against it thin slice wiggle a little bit pass halfway trim it out okay you can start from here if you are afraid to cut your I don't have any scrap and throw them all the way use the scrap of the melon here or use this to block it so it doesn't be in your way of carving it for me I'm not comfortable with that let's see okay continue carving did you guys see what I'm doing here okay now let me try the longer knife รู้สึก I feel like somehow this pedal become very large for me to handle let oops thin slice tuck your knife at the back and scrape it off see there again from this side You see the petal is rolling. Okay, you see the petal is start forming there. Continue. Okay, we have one last one on the first layer. Okay, there you go. I'm creating the first layer of our fruit bowl now. Okay, we're starting on the first layer now. Go ahead and start on my second layer. Same thing, you're gonna carve a petals, tuck your knife and roll it, and then scoop it out. Now be very extra careful here because you're on a second layer. You might end up cutting your first layer, so be careful of your knife, the way you swing it. Okay, see there, the petal is rolling. You see the edge kind of square. You need to round them so the petal will be nice and pretty. I have some scrap all over. I need to go rinse it out after you finish to get all the little scrap out of there. Okay, again. See there? See how the petals start to form? Okay. Continue. again trim a little edges. One last one of second layer. Okay, we finish with our second layer of the rose fruit bowl here. Now, the last layer here, which is the wall of our fruit bowl here, we're gonna carve a tiny bit, but not too deep, so we can have the wall holding our fruit to be part of our bowl. So try not to cut off too much. Okay, so I'm gonna trim a tiny bit to open the gap here. Okay, then I'm gonna draw a petals, which is more like curvy petals. Insert อยู่ไหน and slightly trim off the mushy part, this part here. Okay, and then slightly trim corner out to open up this gap here. They become very soft now because it's in the center of the melon. we are on the last pedal now, so you need to cut both in here and scrape that out. Okay, take a spoon and more like scrape it out. Be very careful. I have to go dump this out because it become very mushy and sticky, but be sure you scrape it out good. Okay, what do you think? Look like a rose now. Let me go ahead and go rinse this out and dump all the mushy stuff from the inside and clean up, and I will show you what is happening to our bowl here. Stay tuned. Okay, I have washed and cleaned out any scrap that inside the paddle here. Pretty much clean out. What do you think? Very pretty. Now you can put any fruit salad, or even soup, cold soup in here to serve as a dish to serve your family or guests, or even VIP custom or guests at the hotel. What do you think? Is that pretty? So, hope you enjoy this section with me here with a rose carving fruit bowl here. Very elegant and pretty. You can cut through this section of the leaf here to be another layer, but I like to keep like this. It's kind of nice this way. It make more heavy on the bottom and make my bowl really light on top. So I hope you enjoy this section of melon carving with me here. Thank you for watching, guys. If you like my video, please subscribe and hit the bell button to be notified of my next coming video, and keep the thumb up as I like this video. And I will see you guys next time. Stay safe and enjoy. Bye bye. สวัสดีค่ะ everyone. See you guys next time.